Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Leroy Kenton and welcome back to another episode. And in this episode, it's actually going to be two videos combined. I filmed a couple videos on our FTD Facts channel and decided to just put it into one episode here. But before I continue guys, so you know this channel, we've posted videos, we've tested out different types of content. So we've decided to do these episodes in English, but we're going to be using Hindi subtitles, all right? If you would love to do Hindi subtitles for us, I know a lot of you guys just go into the videos and submit subtitles, which is so awesome. Definitely keep doing that, and that's exactly what we're looking for. Okay, so let's start this episode. It's going to be based on Northeast Indians and why they look different from other Indians, as well as issues that Northeast Indians face. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Why do Northeast Indians look different from other Indians? Now, India is a land of diversity and with many different kinds of people belonging to different races, cultures, and religions. So it is natural that people belonging to various different cultures would look differently. However, people from the northeastern part of India have a different look altogether. And why is that? Northeastern India comprises of 8 states. We have Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Manipur, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Tripura, and Sikkim. Northeastern India shares its borders with Myanmar, Bhutan, China, Nepal, and Tibet. These countries are comprised of people from almost the same ethnic group. Even with that, there's a variety of ethnic groups that live there, mainly the Mongoloids, the Indo-Aryans, the Australoids or Austric, and the Dravidians. Now let me pause there because I understand that in today's modern use, the term Mongoloid is often used as a derogatory term, and it's also used to insult people with a variety of different disabilities. However, for the sake of clarity as well as the integrity of the original use of the word, I'm using the term to relate to people in East Asia and Southeastern Asia. So no offense intended, I'm simply using the term how it was originally intended to be used. There's archaeological data that confirms that the Mongoloid race used to live in parts of South Asia during the Paleolithic age. In fact, some anthropologists see modern Chinese people as secondary descendants of Mongoloids. And since the people of northeastern India are also descendants of the Mongoloid people, you can see why all these races share familiar features. So while the original settlers in northeastern India were Mongoloids, the Indo-Aryan and other ethnic groups arrived later. And you can see that there's a huge dominance of Mongoloid element in the population of northeastern Asia. In some ancient texts, the northeastern regions belonged to tribes who spoke languages from the Tibeto-Burman family. Then in other parts of the northeast, there was a race of people who reached Myanmar from the Yunnan region of China and from there to Assam. The Metis tribe of Manipur state descended from the Tartars who migrated from China in the 13th to the 14th century, but examining all the groups of people that migrated to northeastern India would take forever. But in short, there are more than 200 very interesting tribes in northeastern India alone who at some point in history migrated from the neighboring countries of China, Myanmar, or Bhutan, and all of them came for various reasons, whether to look for fertile land or some sort of river or valley to conquer. Now let's take a look at something pretty interesting and mind-blowing. Other than the racial differences, there are actually tribal and non-tribal dualities recognized by the Constitution of India that give certain benefits to the many tribal communities in the northeastern parts of India. This was all set up to help them catch up with the rest of society in terms of educational standards and living standards. It's because of reasons like these that northeasterners are often non-recognized and misrecognized. They're also viewed by a large portion of the Indian population as being foreigners, because when other residents of India see people from the northeast, or even if a tourist sees people from the northeast, the automatic assumption is, oh, they're foreigners maybe from China or Japan or Thailand or Nepal, and some label this as withholding the Indianness from the northeastern Indian people, and that causes in many cases for them to be discriminated and marginalized.
It's a very common problem for everyone here to ask us whether we are actually Indians. That is very normal. And I wouldn't say it is normal, but it is very common.
People from the northeastern part of India are often seen differently by people from other parts of India. While it's true that many northeastern Indians have a different look, which causes foreigners or even other Indians to think that they're not Indian, the biggest issue is that a large number of people in other parts of the country have very limited knowledge about the Northeast in general. There are a few complications that I will talk about now, which should give you a better picture of the problems here. First off, let's talk about the language barrier. As humans, we often tend to gravitate more towards people who look like us and speak like us, and you can say that the general perception amongst a large chunk of North Indians is that Northeastern Indians are non-approachable. Now, people from Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Bihar can kind of get by because their languages are similar enough to Hindi to reduce the language barrier. And a lot of people in Northeastern India face problems because of the languages are so different. So to break it down, in Northeast India, the official languages are Assamese, Bodo, Garo, Khasi, Kokborok, Maitai, also known as Manipuri, Gorkhali, Hindi, English, and Bengali. However, in North India, the official languages are less, with Hindi, English, Urdu, Punjabi, Kashmiri, also called Kosher, and Dogri. Now, in terms of the geographical barrier, many people point out that Northeast India used to actually be separated from the rest of India, and they started to be connected to the Indian mainland much later. Transport too from the northeastern part of India is still not very developed. There are only a few trains and even fewer flights. If you take a look at any map, you'll see that there is a physical divide between the rest of India and northeastern India. Also, remember that North India used to be pretty fragmented earlier but got connected more easily because they were on the plains and had some cultural intermixing going on. And then when some ruler would occupy the region, they would bring about their laws as well as their culture. This created a cultural similarity in the region. Due to North India's geographical position, a barrier of sorts was created when the cultural assimilation couldn't take place between the northeastern states and the rest of India. And now, in terms of stereotyping, did you know that when the Arabs began trading in India, they started calling everyone who lived on the east side of the Indus River as Hindus? Back then, the river Indus used to be called the river Sindhu, but because the Arabs couldn't pronounce the syllable S, they started pronouncing it with an H. Hence, we eventually got the name Hindustan. Like most Mongoloid featured people are referred to as Asians, and yes, they are Asian, everyone isn't Chinese. So I know a lot of times here in Canada that generalization is made when we see somebody with Mongoloid features. It's just automatically assumed, oh, Chinese. So I know a lot of times in general that classification is made. And again, like in our first episode about Northeast India, I want to make it clear that although Mongoloid is now used as a derogatory term, when I use it, simply I'm using it the way that the word was intended to be used. Again, I just want to make it clear in this video. But anyways, it's easier for the human mind to classify groups of people that look similar as being the same people. In the same way, a lot of Indian people do stereotype the Northeasterns as well. Before I continue though, I also want to mention that I did receive a ton of comments saying that, oh, no one discriminates against Northeastern Indians. FTD Facts, you're trying to divide India. Well, while it may be true that not everyone discriminates, it doesn't negate the fact that a large number of people actually do. And it's not us just making this stuff up, guys. Like, I address issues like this in our videos in hopes to make more people aware as well as bring unity. It's not to divide anybody at all. Now, I want to move on into the underrepresentation in society and the media. So the northeastern states aren't very densely populated in the first place. Only a fraction of them come to North India for education or jobs. Compared to the huge amounts of North Indians, Northeast Indians are statistically considered a minority. Mainland India's society just hasn't seen enough Northeastern Indians even after they have started migrating to North India. We see Black, Asian, Latin representation in American sitcoms and all of that, but nothing of the sort in Indian television. They aren't very well represented in Bollywood either. Take, for example, the Priyanka Chopra movie, Mary Kom. The movie is based on the life of the Olympic Indian boxer Mary Kom, who is from the state of Manipur. Instead of casting a northeastern Indian person, producers cast Priyanka Chopra, and as beautiful as she doesn't look anything like Mary Kom. And this is usually the problem when it comes to representation of northeastern Indians in mainstream media. So there you have it, guys. The northeastern region of India is a very sensitive one, almost like Kashmir. They have feuds with China over the borders of Arunachal Pradesh. The Seven Sister States also have seen plenty of violence. But as more is done to bring unity all throughout India, I hope one day all forms of prejudice, discrimination, and violence will end. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as well as if you enjoyed these episodes, hit that like button. And of course, that bell notification, hit that as well. That way you'll be notified of videos every time we upload them here. Alright guys, so I'll see you real soon. I'm so glad to finally be posting regular videos on this channel again. So look out for them, guys. They're coming real fast.